I welcome you today to our Open Heavens reflection, taken from the Open Heavens daily devotional, written by Pastor E.A. Adeboye, the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God worldwide. My name is Leke Adeboye. I am the personal assistant to the General Overseer and also one of the coordinators for Pastor Seed Forum in Nigeria. Our topic for today is Reach Out to the Poor. The Bible passage is taken from Luke chapter 4, verse 16 to 21. And he came to Nazareth, where he had been brought up. And as his custom was, he went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day and stood up for the reading. And there was delivered unto him the book of the prophet Isaiah. And when he had opened the book, he found a place where it was written, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he had anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He had sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives, and recovering of sight to the blind, to set at liberty them that are bruised, to preach the acceptance year of the Lord." And closed the book, and he gave it again to the minister and sat down. And all eyes of them that were in the synagogue were fastened upon him. And he began to say unto them, "This day is this scripture fulfilled in your ears." Memory verse is taken from Luke 4, verse 18, where it says, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he had anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He had set me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captive, to recover the sight for the blind, to set at liberty them that are bruised." Now, the reflections for today, we'll see that from the Bible passage we read today, it is clear that Jesus knew the purpose of his coming to the earth. While he related to the rich with the aim of taking the message of salvation to them, he understood and did not shy away from ministering to the poor. I told in the Open Heavens devotional today by Pastor Adeboye, we need to remember that we are only strangers and pilgrims on earth. Hence, we should never allow any material things on earth to hold us down. The people in the world cling to tenacious things like, power, position, money, assets, vehicles, cars, houses. It is sad to say, but it is true that there are pastors who do not know the way to the houses of poor members of their churches. Yet, they regularly visit the rich members who they see as spiritual clients. There is nothing wrong with ministering to the rich and affluent people of the society, but any pastor whose calling is strictly to the rich should have his or her ministerial mandate examined. It is also sad to note that when some pastors are transferred or moved to a local church in a remote part of a town or a city, the first thing that they think is, how many rich people will I find there? Most church leaders who claim to have the call of God hardly ever feel the need to minister to villages, but to those cities, to the big cities. This clearly shows that for many, the motivation for ministry is not God, but money. They are in business, not that of Christ, but for self, using the name of Christ fraudulently to get other means that they want. The question today is, do you have a heart for God and for his people, regardless of their denomination or their status in society, who they are, or where they live? I would ask you today that you should please examine yourself and your ministry and how you're affecting those who are around you and your society. Our prayer point for today says that we should ask that our lives will minister to the poor. And not just to the poor, obviously to the rich as well, but we should focus more on the poor.